whipping. Whipping, you know that? What is whipping? So, whipping is like, yes, it is a sort of beating, you can know that. So whip is a sort of beating. Basically, its rationale was to bring discipline in the members of the house. There should be direction issued by the whip. The whip is an office also, whip is a direction also. It's like CAG is an office also, CAG is institution also. You should know that. So the idea is, let's say, the way you have teacher and school children, no, the school children are very naughty type, isn't it? It is difficult to discipline them. So to keep house in order, idea was to keep house in order. It is not related to privilege. It is not related to other things. It is related to keeping house in order. That, like say, there should be quorum. For quorum, we should members of the legislature should be present. Today we have an important business. पता चला कि today we have important business and quorum is lacking. Right. Adequate members are not there. And as we have told that, Minister of Parliamentary Affairs, so that minister plays important role in functioning of Parliament. In fact, on the government side, he is a link between government and the Parliament. Hence, Minister of Parliament Affairs is in day-to-day basis in, let's say, consultation with parliamentary business. Parliamentary business is also decided in his consultation. And after, let's say, Prime Minister, he is the second most important person. And therefore, be it business-related matters, be it house-related matters, all these things. That's why he is also known as Chief Whip. So he is a whip on his political side, but also there are different offices. Among them, he is the chief whip. He can also have a meeting of all the whips. Different parties, they have their own whip and they are meeting for cooperation and coordination. So basically his role is, it is like management, managing the House of Parliament so that it remains in order, people participate in debate and discussion, and they are present when important matters are being considered by the House, and that way, let's say, it is considered as whip. That was the rationale. Its rationale was not to curtail the freedom of mind, to speak your mind. This you should know that. But it has ended up, curtailing the freedom of mind and not disciplining the House. The main rationale for which it was created, you know, there is ruckus in the House. If four members of a particular party, they go and they create ruckus in the House, it means that the whip of that party is not able to discipline them. Because you cannot create like this. If you do not agree, you speak at your chair. Right. You should not go and, or one day Jaya Bachchan, you know, so she walked through the wells of, right, and staring at, yes, yes, right, so she stared at the chair, you know that, and देखते हुए जा रही है, like this is all fine. That. So it is not good. You should respect the chair. आपको जो भी है, जैसे भी है, but you should not do that. Right. But then this is how you know that when discipline is lost from one side, discipline is lost from other side, then blame game start. Who is responsible? Yes. So that the main rationale was to enforce discipline. But now whip has become basis to curtail freedom of mind. Right. And it is being invoked in any such instance. Rather I say that कि वो हमेशा operation में है. Just you have to tell to the members. So whip is issued and whip is issued to vote in particular manner, talk in particular manner, favor the government, and since it has given a legal recognition by this anti-defection law, As per anti-defection law, which is 52nd Amendment Act, if any member goes against, does not follow the whip, so then there can be disqualification. Then it may result into disqualification. This so there is even a law, let's say, that we talks. This Parliament Facilities Act defines basically the office, the role, functions, and the office related things will find. So that way, so there is also legal recognition of the office of whip. This. Then let's types of whip. So first is generally for presence. Presence means if you want to maintain quorum of the house. Hence, let's say that it can be issued so that you can be present in the house. Government needs quorum for that business. It is not related to any type of behavior. Just it is just to show presence. Two line means you can be part and parcel of debate, discussion. You can give your view. When voting happens, you can give in favor also. You can go against also, or you can abstain also. This, and this is called, it is no freedom. It is very specific direction for voting. You have to give vote only in this way. So that way we can consider. Right. Consequence for not following. So, if party will have to decide within 15 days whether it wants to disqualify, does not want to disqualify, if whip has not been followed by any such member. This. So that way we can consider. Within 15 days, if party decides, then the advice can be given to speaker, the proposal can go to the speaker. Now, it is up to a speaker to take a decision on that matter. So, disqualification related to non-adherence to whip is taken by speaker. And that way, let's say that disqualification can happen. Very rare case it happens, especially related to voting cases. Voting cases are various types of votings related to bills, etc. As you can say. Right? Let's write down this. Rationale behind whip. No. If speaker cannot take suo motu. Yes. Speaker cannot take suo motu decision unless party decides. Right? Because whip is issued by the party whip, the party one. Yes, a speaker can be biased. Let's see whether it is a case. Many a time a speaker takes decision quite quickly. Many a time a speaker delays the decision. So speakers can be biased. They have been biased also. Right. And speaker will always favor the ruling party. Yes. So it means disqualification is related to ruling party. Disqualification is related to ruling party, means an opposition member is support to the ruling party and disqualification occurs. Largely it will happen in case of complete majority. Let's say if a government has complete majority, so largely the whip will go to the opposition members because government is in majority, it does not face any challenge, any bill related matter. But let's say कि state has a razor thin majority, legislature has a razor thin majority, there can be motion of thanks on which also you can vote. There can be some bills on which also you can vote. The bill will be defeated. There can be adjournment motion on which also you can vote. It is not only no confidence motion and censure motion. It can be, there are various types of other activities in the legislature. When the government has a razor thin majority, it can face embarrassment if its members do not vote in favor, means the way government wants. But government has a overwhelming majority, there it does not matter. Let's say UP government, let's say Delhi government. So there it does not matter because you only 4 members you have from BJP. जब only 4 members you have BJP, तो पता ही चल जाएगा. But government will not fall. Let's say 2-3 members vote also against. It does not matter. But when razor thin majority you have, 3-4 members are here and there, let's say, then it creates a problem. Basically, it saves the government from any such embarrassment, nothing else. But when razor thin majority government has, that case government faces the challenge. It can face several such embarrassments. Right. This way we should take. Am I able to understand your question? Yes. So every party has its own whip. What is different between the chief whip and the Yes, chief whip is from ruling party side. First, the person who is the Minister of Parliamentary Affairs, he is considered chief whip. Why he is considered chief whip? Because he is the leader from the government side, also member of parliament, responsible for smooth functioning of parliament. And that smooth functioning of parliament we cannot ensure unless a speaker consults the government. The speaker consults the government through Minister of Parliamentary Affairs. And Minister of Parliamentary Affairs will hold consultations with others, including leader of the house, leader of opposition, whip of other parties, because they are the functionaries which can help in functioning of the house in a smooth fashion. Only applicable to party members. It will not be. He does not have authority on any other party members. But among the whips, he is considered chief whip. This way means he does not have jurisdiction over them. But since he is a functionary responsible for main link between government and house. That way he is designated as the chief whip from the ruling party side. This we can say. Right? No, it will not be contempt of power. That's why we told that whip is for disciplining the house. It has nothing to do with privileges. Contempt of the house will happen only when it is related to privileges of the house. Right. So that will come if you obstruct the business of the house. If any member obstructs the business of the house, does not allow it, and he misuses the privileges, then the privilege will come. Whip is related to here, as we have told, be present in the house so that there is quorum. It is like attending the house. Second is that you can participate, but you are free to take your decision. The third is that if government has a special business in house, it wants that that business should go as per government desire or government favor. So then it will issue a specific whip that you have to vote in favor. This. If you do not vote in favor, it is not breach of privilege. Rather, it is breach of whip, which the government can take a decision if it wants to disqualify. Right. नहीं, देखो बाहर से समर्थन देना वो एग्जीक्यूटिव का पार्ट है, उसका लेजिस्लेचर से कोई रिलेशन नहीं है. पार्टी के नॉट, हाँ, उनको नहीं दे सकते. व्हिप उसी के लिए लागू होता है जो कोलिशन मेंबर्स के लिए नहीं होता है, वो उस पार्टी के लिए होता है. पार्टी, if there is coalition, let's say the coalition, still it is not subject to the, you can issue whip only to your party members, not the alliance members. उनके लिए उनके पार्टी का whip होगा. And if as per the rules होना चाहिए कि इतने member, minimum member होगा तो आपका whip होगा. The details will be there, but largely whips are applied to the party members, not a coalition, because coalition has not yet been recognized as a party in our country. Right. Coalition has not yet been recognized as a one party. Right. It is a group of parties which can form the government, but it has not been recognized as a party. Right. Yes. Whip is also no, not like that, because let's try to understand. Parliamentary Affairs Minister, he issues whip to its own members. Similarly, any other ruling party which has its member, it has its whip as office, it will issue. So it is not related to any conflict between separation of powers. Because you are a member of legislature and a whip is being issued only as a business of legislature. It has nothing to do with executive. Yes, that you can consider it curtails it goes against the very, that is how we will take. Right. As far as when you issue whip related to any particular bill and then they have to behave in that fashion, it is not, let's say, breach of separation of power, but rather it affects the idea of responsible government, right, and accountable house. This way we will see. It is not separation of power concept, right? So let's write on this.
So if whip is issued, it is applicable only within the parliament. Outside, the minister can have the freedom to speak.
Yes, it is only related to legislative business, right? It is not related to outside your behavior.
Outside, they can speak their mind.
Outside?
They can speak their mind.
Yes, they can speak their mind. They can. Anyhow, let's try this. The rationales behind whip. The rationales behind whip. as per British parliamentary democracy. British parliamentary democracy. It was issued for maintaining this discipline in the house. Issued for maintaining discipline in the house. Discipline in the house. Similarly in India, it is issued. It is issued to promote discipline and order in the house. Discipline and order in the house. Order in the house. A party has its representatives. A party has its A party has its representatives. Hence, the party should ensure that the representatives have proper conducts. Representatives have proper conduct and they participate in the business of the house. Participate in the business of the house. Business of the house. Like the Minister of Parliamentary Affairs. Like the Minister of Parliamentary Affairs is expected to ensure presence of ruling party members when there are important matters to be taken up by the parliament, including ensuring quorum of the house. It's problems and issues. Since there is decline in quality of politics, like speaking against party stand is considered as a sort of defection, embarrassment to the party, Sorry. Hence, no party wants any such embarrassment. No party wants any such embarrassment. Therefore, whips are frequently issued. Even on unimportant matters. And a culture has developed that first bills, like motion resolutions, Next, any other such proposal? Any other such proposals in the House? Change the paragraph. Whips are issued. Whips are issued so that party members behave only as per party stand. Behave as per only party stand. Party stand. Next, whips and subheading. Whips and undermining of idea of responsible and accountable government. Whips and undermining of idea of responsible and accountable government. Accountable government. That the idea of responsible government was introduced. The idea of responsible government was introduced so that members of parliament can be held responsible by the House for their conducts. Members of parliament can be held responsible by the House for their conduct. They were also given privileges. So that they enjoy freedom of conscience. They enjoy freedom of conscience. That is, freedom to speak their mind. Freedom to speak their mind. Freedom to speak their mind. For instance, a bill has been introduced. Like farm bills, like farm bill, and an MP from the ruling party has a different view on farm bill. As he does not agree with party. He may not be able to express his mind. As he is bound by the party whip. And hence, the parliament cannot have good quality of debate and discussion. Parliament cannot have a good quality of debate and discussion. Since which has been given also a legal recognition for disqualification under anti-defection law. It is said that whip is being misused. And it has seriously affected The deliberative role of Parliament. The deliberative role of Parliament. Role of Parliament. Way forward. Although it is important to enforce discipline, so that MPs can have proper conduct, but its rationale was not to curtail. Freedom of conscience. The matter becomes worse due to anti-defection law. Which is found only in 4 or 5 countries. Including Pakistan, and Bangladesh. Major democracies do not have anti-defection law. Major democracies do not have anti-defection law. Hence, in their countries, a lawmaker can speak his mind. He may not agree with the government. In the House, and still he would not be disqualified. So when we'll take anti-defection, we'll tell you this fact. Should we have the law at all? Because कोई major country में anti-defection law नहीं होता है. You can see Boris Johnson. He keeps speaking against Sunak. And then outgoing Prime Minister. In the House, he may not get his own member support. So there is no such concept of defection, etc. Laws are not there. But हमारे यहाँ चूँकि 52nd Amendment आ गया, then whip has got strength. If the fear, let's say that, fear factor, if you do not follow whip, so then you will be disqualified. So no one is going to speak. That is how leader of opposition or opposition party and position parties. There will not be any quality of debate. There was a time, we should know that, Yashwant Singh, after NDA government, he supported nuclear deal in the House. When BJP government lost, UPA government came, it was finalizing nuclear deal because it became final in UPA tenure. Yashwant Singh during the NDA government was External Affairs Minister. So when the government lost, but still he was a member. So when he was a member, let's say at least I guess that time. So he supported and he was not disqualified. Yes. So there have been, let's say in our country also such kind of instance. But now let's say that this disqualification has become one basis. That's why it is being misused. And for everything, so let's try that. The reform commissions, commissions like Law Commission, National Commission to review the working of Constitution, National Commission to review the working of Constitution, Second, next, Punchi Commission, MMPC, Punchi Commission, and also Supreme Court have recommended that the whips should be issued very sparingly. The whips should be issued very sparingly. Sparingly, like according to Dinesh Goswami Committee. According to Dinesh Goswami Committee, whips should be issued for only no confidence motion, and money bills. For other activities, whips should not be mandatory. Whips should not be made mandatory. Which will promote quality of debate and discussion and responsible democracy. And discussion and responsible democracy. That's all. So if at all there can be a basic question on whip, all those areas where they have not asked so far questions, so you expect a basic question at least. So for that basic question you can do this. So then we'll take defection politics. So at least 2 times they have asked questions related to qualification and disqualification. This since 2013. So that remains an important area. Second is defection. Let's see, often you can find defection this or that way. Although formally we'll start tomorrow, means deal it tomorrow, but let me give you just an overview of this. That there are 2 aspects of defection. One, either you abolish it, the way other democracies do not have defection, which we cannot do because level of maturity in our democracy. That's why we say that कि precarious. हमारे यहाँ किसी को भी थोड़ा सा कुछ हुआ वो बच्चे जैसे बच्चा रूठ के भाग जाता है ना घर से, isn't it? So let's say that anything happen, then because you have given space, you give him that space, उसको पता है कि ये पॉसिबल है. You know that महाराष्ट्र में क्या चल रहा है? ओरिजिनल शिवसेना कौन है? कैसे पता चलेगा? कोर्ट्स क्या करेंगे? Right? How they will know कि which party is original party? By the time they will take decision, it has completed its tenure. जब तक जजमेंट अभी तक आया नहीं, जजमेंट केस चल रहा है, तब तक उसके असेंबली का टेन्योर ही खत्म हो जाएगा. तो कोर्ट्स आर फोर्स्ड टू गो इनटू अननेसेसरी ऑफ दिस. कि ओरिजिनल कौन है? कल को पता चले कि सिंधे साहब फिर से मिल गए शिवसेना में. तो महाराष्ट्र केस इज वेरी यूनिक केस कि आई गेस कि आउट ऑफ exact number is difficult to know, but majority of Shivsena members, right, 40 let's say, they separated from Shivsena and they did not merge with BJP party. 2/3 merger हो जाए, they are more than 2/3, but they did not merge with BJP party. It is a split, but a split is disqualified. Any kind of split is disqualified, but what they are saying, they have brought a new thing that कि they are original. मतलब आप ही स्प्लिट हो रहे हो और आप कह रहे हो कि आप ओरिजिनल हो, और जो बाकी के लोग हैं वो Right. This, so it is such a case, let's say it is another new case, मतलब new type of case to the Supreme Court. Yes, yes. But I guess Supreme Court has given right, but yes, case is still going on. Last hearing was, as far as update is in December, let's say that. Thereafter, what has happened, not known much. Right. But the question is now the court has to find. Now it means the election commission has this recognized it is a new BJP party, new Shiv Sena party. This, so in court, let's say largely they will go by this. But how can you say it is the original Shiv Sena? No. How will decide it? So let us see how they decide. Yes, yes. No, that is merger. देखो आपका 52nd अमेंडमेंट एक्ट, देन 93rd अमेंडमेंट एक्ट, एक ही चीज है. अभी क्या है कि कोई भी स्प्लिट होगा वो डिस्क्वालिफाइड. Only one ground that is, let's say, allowed for not disqualification, merger. If 2/3 members of a party separate from the party and merge with a third party, then they will not be disqualified. 2/3 members separated, it is a split, they have not merged, but they have brought a new thing, they are the original one. But coalition की तो कोई बात ही नहीं है यहाँ पर. देखो, it is not related to coalition. Coalition comes later. First come that कि are you qualified members? Hey, coalition का तो मैटर ही नहीं आएगा. अगर आप qualified members नहीं हो तो अब तक गवर्नमेंट, you are not liable to be part of farm the government. If it is recognized that कि merger has not happened and it is a split, so all those 40 MLAs will be disqualified. This is how it is related to a split case. Whether it is a split case, and in that split, let's say कि when you are separating, so you can be recognized as original member. ऐसे कैसे, मतलब हमारा जो कॉमन सेंस है वो यही है कि जो पार्टी का प्रेसिडेंट होता है, पार्टी कौन चला रहा है, राइट. अब तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट को फिर से डिफाइन करना पड़ेगा कि ओरिजिनल पार्टी का मतलब क्या होता है. हाउ विल से कि हु इज बिलोंगिंग टू ओरिजिनल. नो, मान लो बीजेपी पार्टी है, हाइपोथेटिकली लेट्स टेक इट, एंड योगी जी, ठीक है, Yogi Ji, he say कि he is the original BJP. How will decide it? Right. This is one defection case. Basically, what we will say you that whatever the law you adopt, law will have legal loopholes, and that benefits will be taken by the political, let's say that, members, parties. Hence, by law, we cannot stop defections. This is what. By law, you cannot let's say stop defection. Law has been amended. Further you amend, it will have its own loopholes. There are so many cases related to assemblies also, you know that. And then, let's say, defection results into lots of political corruption, instability. This defection you can stop only on the basis of healthy practices in democracy. Like say in Western countries, defection is not stopped. There is no any law which deals with defection. You can defect it, you can be part of this member party, that part of that party, you can vote, whatever. In our country, since we have made law, since it is started and lots of problems we have, ultimately it results into political corruption, increases political corruption. You can see Madhya Pradesh case. Almost again 20 MLAs, 22 MLAs, they resigned. They got, it was a split. When it is a split, अगर पहले माधवराव सिंधिया को पता होता तो वो बोलते कि नहीं हम भी ओरिजिनल पार्टी वाले हैं. Anyhow, but let's say that कि they all resigned. Now all candidates again stood in election and all were re-elected. All are re-elected. So this is how it is a mockery of electoral politics. By law, we cannot stop it. How can we stop it? Difficult to say. Because in polity, we cannot talk about morality. But you can stop this practice only by morality in politics. Right? Law cannot stop it. Because law can bring later, spirit is difficult to bring. The Supreme Court and High Courts, how much they will deal with this?